Hey, Jordan. Thanks for doing this.
No problem. It's great to have this conversation.
Wonderful. Well, let's start at the beginning, as we always do. Just tell us a little bit about Cohesic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So Cohesic is radically changing how health information is collected and used to manage chronic diseases. And by doing this, we're enabling care to be personalized to the patient, which today is really the most effective way to improve health outcomes for patients who are living with chronic diseases, like heart disease, for example. So if you are a patient with heart disease,
Mhm.
your quality of life really depends upon the decisions being made by your doctor and your care providers, and yourself, right? And your heart is really unique to you, as is the rest of your body and your family history, your socioeconomic status, your lifestyle. All of these things affect how, what's going to happen to you as you live with say, your heart disease. And so at Cohesic, we really believe that care decisions should be based on a personalized analysis of really the best and most comprehensive data available about you so that you can achieve the best outcome possible. And the unfortunate thing is that really is not the case today in healthcare. So, while Google has enough data about you to know that you're going to go on a vacation to Maui before you do, unfortunately, your doctor really does not have access to good data about your health. And even then, even if they did have access to all of that data, another issue is that they don't have the tools to even use that to understand how to personalize care to you. So this is really the problem that we are solving at Cohesic. We have, our software puts this comprehensive diagnostic and clinical data along with other relevant information about you in front of your doctor's eyes so that they can begin to personalize the care decisions to best meet what's going to happen to you and your particular state today. So using decision intelligence technology that we've developed, we can actually also predict what's going to happen to you. So, and this really allows us to, say, identify what your personal risk is of having a serious adverse outcome, like developing something, say, atrial fibrillation, which is one of the major causes of stroke. And so our goal is really to say, how can we bring all of this together, present it in a way that gives a good informational experience to you and your physician, provide predictions about what's going to happen to you, and allow really you to have the best life possible as a patient.
Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds wonderful. I ask all of the entrepreneurs that I speak to this. Was there one sort of thing that really inspired you to sort of create this kind of company at this time?
Yes, yeah. So I am the co-founder of Cohesic. I co-founded the company with Dr. James White, who is a cardiologist and a cardiovascular imaging specialist here in Calgary. He's also a very successful researcher and the director of the Stevenson Cardiac Imaging Center. So the reason we decided to start the company, I had actually just recently left my job as a clinical data scientist at the University of Calgary. And that was really because of my growing frustration with really sifting through huge amounts of healthcare data and not being able to answer the questions that I believed were the most important and pressing ones that we have for patients today and for our healthcare system. And I knew that the data I was working with was the best available. It wasn't like we didn't have access to the data and it was somewhere else. It literally did not exist. And so that was really the impetus for myself to decide that I needed to change how healthcare data is being collected and generated. And I was just very fortunate to meet James. He had actually been developing custom software for himself to address his own needs, working with contractors. And he was running his entire center off of the software he had developed. And so when we met and kind of realized that we had the same goals and the same frustrations and the same ideas around solutions, we knew we just had to form Cohesic and bring this to the rest of the world so that we could, impact the lives of patients.
No kidding. Amazing, amazing. Okay, a couple of technical questions. So, how
Sure.
many years have you been in business?
Yeah, so we have been in business for 6 years. We started in 2016 and really began to scale in 2018. Since 2018, we've acquired a company, we've brought multiple solutions to the Canadian and US markets, and we've really learned a lot about patients and about cardiovascular disease by working with the amount of data that's being generated by our software. And so, things are going well over those last 6 years. A lot of progress has been made.
No kidding. Very exciting. Okay, and how many employees do you have at this point?
We currently have 18 employees, including myself and James.
Okay.
We've really built a fantastic team and attracted talent from all over the world. So people really are pulled in by the mission that we have at Cohesic. Actually, our Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Christine Lorenz, who is really a rock star, she joined us from the US. She immigrated to Canada to join us and left her executive position at Siemens Healthcare because she had been looking again for someone who's actually going to change outcomes for patients and believed that we had the right solution there.
Yeah,
So,
that's exciting.
yeah,
Very exciting. You're very fortunate.
absolutely.
But that brings us to this idea of impact. At Thin Labs, we're always talking about creating meaningful human impact. And I know that's really important to you as well. Can you talk a little bit about this idea of impact and what that means for you and Cohesic?
Yes, yeah, maximizing impact is really the reason I left academia after my graduate studies. I looked at kind of the opportunities in front of me and really decided that business was actually going to be the best way to, really the most effective way to create impact for patients and in healthcare. For me, healthcare impact means improving the lives of patients, but also increasing the efficiency of healthcare so that we have a sustainable future. We often talk about the sustainability of our environment, obviously, because of growing concerns around climate change. But if COVID has revealed anything, it's actually the fragility of our healthcare system and the fact that we're overloaded and we need better tools to manage this growing burden of disease. So this is a problem I've been thinking about for a long time, and this is the impact that we are trying to make and really our reason for doing what we do.
Exciting, exciting. Okay, so let's look down the road into the future. What is next for Cohesic?
Great. 2022 is going to be a very exciting year for us. It already is. We have been expanding our customer base in the US. We actually just launched a new site last week, so we're very excited about that. And, our business growth is accelerating and we're bringing more products to market. Really, our growth rate is going to increase even more. So as a business on that side, we are looking forward to scaling. We're actually going to be raising another round of fundraising towards the end of this year to allow us to scale very rapidly and get these innovations into as many hands as possible, as quickly as possible, because if we can help improve patient lives, we don't want to wait. We want to get out there. So 2022 is really the year where we are pushing forward and looking to really kind of explode into the markets and help begin to see the effects of this.
Well, that sounds very exciting. Looking forward to it. Jordan, thank you so much for this.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to discuss the company. Thank you.